I could be making that up.
I don't know. Hashtag 3 nipples.
And like Flint is the American version of James Bond.
Triple nip.
Hashtag 3 nipples.
The trip nip. Hashtag trip nip.
Trip nip.
That's what we got. That's what we got for you guys tonight. The trip nip. But how's it going? We're back again for some more Bond, and this time it's the man with the golden gun and the spy who loved me.
Sorry to let you down, fellas. I made it for the podcast, so no punishment.
Thank God. You're my hero.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. I can't do it back to back. 2 movies that just like
That would have been it would. I mean, it would have been next week when he comes back, but still, that would have been rough.
No.
That would have been rough.
Either watch it or you're not on.
it would have hurt me so much.
That's the point.
Oh God. The English Patient still lingers in my brain.
Mine too, man. Like it's bothering me. And it's like
I hate that I've watched that.
I want something to forget it, but at the same time, it's like, do I want something that's that boring and bad to take that out of my memory bank? I don't think so.
I was like, why did they have to find them in the truck? This could have been just over.
Mm-hmm.
This whole movie. Like I kind of want. I should have made maybe I'll do a top 5 list of movies, Oscar winners that I don't think deserved it.
There you go.
Definitely The English Patient. Definitely Driving Miss Daisy. Ugh.
Never seen that, but
like the Sound of Music has like a cult following. Has like its own little.
It's still
MAGA.
It's awful. It's awful.
It is an awful movie. It's a terrible movie. I don't understand why people aren't bored to tears by that movie.
For one, it didn't make sense because if he was solo, he could have got out way easier. Because his family had nothing to do with it. They could have just left earlier when he told them to. No, we want to stay with you. Fucking dumbasses.
They're on this thing.
So fucking.
No, I was hoping I got shot by the Nazis watching that. But that's how bad it is.
I don't even know what to say after that.
Yeah. How do you answer that? How do you respond?
I don't know.
I was imagining one of the kids falling down the stairs and do domino effect when they're singing in line.
Oh, these movies.
Like so you mean to tell me when you guys go to bed, you don't say the sun has gone to bed until I and climb up the stairs backwards?
Sing a song and
no, none of
hope I
it.
fall on my face.
The more you know.
I walk with a cane.
Facts.
Up the stairs because my fucking knee is killing me.
He said, you both walk with a fucking cane.
Yeah, I got a cane too. Fuck. My back and my fucking because of the ankle.
I'm working on my knee. You got to strengthen.
I've got a cane, but it originates from my groin.
Fucking tripod over there.
Oh shit. But how's it going tonight, gentlemen? How's everything going? How are you all doing?
Good.
Living the dream.
Alive. Yeah. Alive and kicking.
Another week.
Yeah.
Another Bond.
Another Bond. Yeah. And
do we how many movies have we watched so far? I lost count.
Is this 6? Or
me or you?
Or
no, he's
this is 9 and 10 right here.
Okay.
Is it? Okay.
Oh wow, we're 10. Okay. Yeah, Mick might be done. I don't even know.
I'm at 20. I'm gonna watch the Daniel Craig ones with my oldest. I'll tell you what, Jack watched everything with me all the way through, right? And he's so into it. Like he's so into the spy thing, and he's watching James Bond Jr. right now. And I'll tell you, one of the most fun things about this is like he goes, as I'm getting ready to do the show, he goes, I think my favorite is Die Another Day. And I was like, really? I was like, why? And he's like, because it covers everything about Bond that we've seen. And I was like, oh, and then we got into it, and like he's like, it calls back to the originals, like, and he's pretty good about this. Like, I want to kind of review stuff with him.
Is he?
Like it brings it back to another really big like lair that has to be taken down. It's all like very everything that makes Bond very Bond is in it.
Nice.
And I think I can appreciate that now.
Yeah.
Even though it's not a great movie.
Yeah.
I can kind of appreciate that.
Mama
I
Dukes.
feel,
Mama
Hey,
Dukes is in the
yeah.
house.
well, I feel like with these Roger Moore movies, not necessarily Live and Let Die, but or Man with the Golden Gun, but by the time we get to Spy Who Loved Me, I'm really feeling the transition into more modern Bond storytelling. And honestly, it's what three movies into Roger Moore, I like him better than Sean Connery.
Oh, I said that
Yeah.
with the first movie. I liked him better than Sean Connery. Way better.
I liked him immediately, but it's kind of one of those things where I like him. I don't know where it's going to go from there because obviously it's a franchise they're building on it. But I'm like,
Okay.
3 movies in, I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
fully
Like,
bought in.
I liked all.
He is a
three
hairy
movies. I liked all three
motherfucker,
movies.
though.
It's the 70s, man.
Free
I
love,
don't think they had razors.
Fucking.
They don't
girls
have
like-
wax.
The girls use him as a fucking. He had so much hair. She was like, "Oh, a pillow." Put her head on his fucking chest.
Jesus, man. All in on that. Yeah, it gets I really honestly it really hit like a different feel coming out of the Connery ones. And like I remember I guess being so stubborn and not having seen all of the Roger Moores or the Daltons and stuff. I was just like, Connery's the best. Just being like naive.
I always thought Connery. For everybody was saying Connery was the best because he's the one. When you say Bond, everybody says Connery.
Yeah, and those are
He
the
was
ones I
the
had
first,
seen.
man.
Because he was the first, but that doesn't make you the best.
Yeah.
But I liked Craig. I didn't really like Brosnan. This time around, I did more. And I appreciated his take on Bond, especially after seeing.
I'm excited to get back
more.
to the Brosnan movies because that's where I jumped on the Bond
See,
bandwagon. That's just where I was in my life when I started watching Bond movies. Was Pierce Brosnan was probably my first James Bond movie.
So I'm excited just for the fact of the game. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
GoldenEye, yeah.
a lot. And
There's-
I've never watched the movies. It's just he's in that game. You know, that's his.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm excited.
it'll be interesting to see how those are for me.
So he had some good insights, though, and I see why Die Another Day for a kid who has watched every James Bond movie might be the most fun because it has all of those elements that you loved about every aspect of all the Bonds. So
sweet.
And yeah, the man with the golden gun, dude.
Who's jealous of not having 3 nips? I think that's the big question.
Why would I be jealous of that? I have 3 nips.
That's true.
I'm good with 2.
And for one, why would that other guy?
My
know
third
that?
nip's on my penis.
That's crazy.
You mean your
Hashtag penis
leg?
nip. Yeah.
Hashtag penis nip leg.
Oh my gosh.
There's got to be a freak out there with a nipple on their penis. There just has to be.
Okay.
I oh my god. Oh. I don't even want if anybody's watching this who has that, I'm so sorry.
Hey,
But,
yeah. Girls out there giving the BJ and licking the nip.
How did we get there?
I don't know. Extra sensitivity.
We're not even 10 minutes in.
that went. I took it off the rails real quick.
Because we're living in a world of absurdity, so let's embrace it.
Yeah, it's true. I'm not even that drunk. That was like a 60% or 60% drunk.
And by the way, another dumb criminal. I want to play a game. I got to take him out because I'm competitive.
No, so
the fuck?
the biggest problem I had with the man with the golden gun, I enjoyed it, but it's how ditzy they made Agent Goodnight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, the names. Good night.
I know it's crazy. For one, I'm going to think you're a spy automatically if you come up to me and say your name's Goodnight.
Right, that just gives it away.
I know.
Yo.
You're like, fuck you talking? Okay.
Yo, don't tell her shit. She's a spy.
Yeah.
Shut up. Good night's back.
Like, come on now. You could come up with something. Just give her a regular fucking name.
Oh my god.
You give. I'm assuming that's not his real name, but James Bond. Either way, you give him that. That's what he goes by. And then
I
her.
don't know. It might be
Goodnight.
because that's how dumb he is.
No,
Boss, I'm gonna say this right
Goodnight's a
now.
dumb name, but I'm talking about like I'm jumping ahead, but towards the end, after they put her in a bikini
Good night work
unexpectedly,
session.
because now she's been kidnapped, but now she's enjoying life on the island, bikini wise,
Mhm.
and he's trying to get that device out of the laser, and he pulls the fucking control panel for no reason closer to the hole he has to hop into to get the device out. And then there's the whole scene of her hunched over and she backs her ass up into the biggest button there is on that panel that basically says on
Yeah.
Yep.
while he's down there. I'm like, this is absurd.
Yep.
They had to do that, especially around those times.
I think Bond's a sucky spy.
Yeah.
He's not the greatest. We've been noticing this since the first movie. I've been saying shit.
But they are like, because you're on the
terrible.
You know why James Bond is so perfectly effective? His superpower is luck. I've been saying this.
It is luck.
It is.
He gets through based on luck. And like, he's got a big dick based on luck. He's good looking based on luck. It's just like the proper amount of good looking and British. The proper amount of like, I guess, giant dick, because every girl seems to be like ready.
And he's lucky for not having CTE. How many times he gets fucking hit in the head?
Yo,
that's a fair point.
You know, he
gets knocked out. He gets knocked out once in every movie.
Every movie.
It's always like the back of his. It's like, yo, you never like look around the room. You never watch behind you. You just go and try to open a door, or open a safe or something. You never look around. Never.
That's why I say he's a shitty spy.
The people that want you dead, hit you over the head, knock you out unconscious, can do anything to you. Just shoot you right there, and you're done.
Yep.
You're done. You're dead. And why does he always survive?
The luck.
Because of fucking luck. It's just luck. They kept him alive a little too long, and he figured a way out.
No,
like,
literally, anybody could just walk up to him as soon as they realize it's him and shoot him, and then that would be the end.
Yep.
At what point do you bring that into the storytelling? Like,
I mean, you see him getting shot at. He just doesn't get hit somehow.
Yeah, that's
no matter what type of gun they have.
The number one assassin sniper misses him.
Dude.
But okay.
Well, actually, he wasn't aiming for him.
No, yeah. Listen, I will. One of my favorite thing about Man with the Golden Gun was the mislead, because there's the golden bullet with 007 on it. So you assume it came from the hitman, but it came from the woman that wanted to be freed from him.
Yeah,
because I thought the same thing. I'm like, how the fuck does he miss him when he's walking across the street into the strip club?
Yeah.
But that wasn't his target. He never sent that bullet. It was complete misdirect. So I thought that was really good storytelling. Like, I was into it.
Yeah.
By the time
getting better, in my opinion. I'm enjoying.
What'd you say, James?
These movies are getting better, each one.
Yeah, I agree.
Enjoying more.
And the thing for me, like, from these ones with Roger Moore, Daniel Craig, or not Daniel Craig, sorry, what the hell is his name? Sean Connery, and the other guy who played Bond.
Lazenby.
Who gives a shit?
Lazenby.
The who gives a shit guy.
This is just, to me, there's levels, and this is,
by the way,
different level.
Christopher Lee is the bad guy. Saruman from fucking Lord of the Rings, who, if you look even more into him, he has a metal band. He did have a metal band.
Damn.
And he was famously, and honestly, sometimes people rank him higher as the best Dracula, because he played Dracula in the Hammer films in the 50s.
He was, he's just a fucking crazy ass. His acting history is mind-boggling.
So there's actually some very close ties Christopher Lee has to the James Bond franchise. If you would like me to share them with you, I don't know. Okay, so Christopher Lee is actually the cousin of Ian Fleming. They were both in the British Secret Service, during the war. And actually, when Ian Fleming was modeling James Bond off of different, he was taking different elements of different SIS officers, and such. and he modeled it some of it off Christopher Lee, who's his look up his spy a lot of his spy stories and like what he did in the wars and stuff. Like it's pretty like he is the good idea of a spy. You know what I mean? Like that's what a spy does, and like he's pretty licensed to killy,
Unlike English
from what I
patient.
understand. So when he got out, he was Ian Fleming was like pitching it for Dr. No for him to be a villain, Dr. No. But originally, no, I'm sorry, not the villain. He was originally supposed to be James Bond, and then when they were going in a different direction for that, he was like, he should be a villain. Then he would make a perfect Bond villain. Lo and behold, we get to the man with the golden gun.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember that because I didn't have any of that up.
No. He's one of the most interesting actors that every time I hear about him, every time his name comes up, it's something crazy that I didn't know about already.
The craziest movie, the perfect Sturdovision movie too, Christopher Lee was in, is The Howling 2. My sister is a werewolf. And just trust me, Christopher Lee being in that movie is fucking brilliance. It's wonderful brilliance. So, and I loved the fact that he was in this as Scaramanga, the 3-nippled best assassin in the world.
What do you guys think about Snack Pack, the little dude? That's not what his nickname was.
You call him Snack Pack?
Snack Pack?
I don't fucking short snack.
I don't remember. I don't remember his name, but I don't know it wasn't Snack Pack.
Was it Mick? I don't think it was Snack Pack either.
You don't know it?
Yes, I do. I'm trying to say it's Nick Nack. Nick Nack.
Mick Manhattan.
Oh, I was close.
You were so far more offensive with Snack Pack.
I like Snack Pack better.
I know, me too. Nick Nack.
I don't argue that. I'm just saying.
Him and his fucking grin, his smile every time.
Hervey Villachez, who was also on Fantasy Islands.
That's why I seen him from. I was like, wait a minute, I know this dude.
He was familiar as soon as I saw him, and he got more into it.
Snack fucking pack.
Nick
Snack Pack.
Snack.
Yeah, little tiny puddings.
Snack Pack.
Oh.
Tiny puddings.
What about 002 was killed by Scaramanga.
Yeah.
James Bond goes investigate and finds the belly dancer who's using the bullet that went through his neck as her basic belly button piercing for luck. And he ends up swallowing it. I'm like, this bullet's been through a lot.
Sure fucking has. It sure fucking has.
Oh my god. It really does. Like this, it goes off the rails, but I love it. Like I think it's so much fun.
It worked for whatever reason with this one going off the rails way that it just fucking worked all the way around. It was fun. It was a fun fucking Bond movie. But again, it was one of those ones where when I first throw on a Bond, like from what we watched so far, I would just say, listen, if you guys want to get into Bond or see how Bond really is, check out any of the Roger Moore. Well, the first three I can speak for.
I talked about this before I went on, but I also should have. I've been keeping a bang count of how many women James Bond sleeps with through these movies.
He did the girl and the other ones.
Hold on. We should have been tracking how many women James Bond slaps in these movies because he slaps a hoe in just about all of these.
Nope.
Slaps her, then ends up fucking her.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about. He slaps her with his hand, not his penis first.
Yeah, not that.
And then he slaps her. Then he comes back and slaps her with the penis.
We didn't see that, but we could assume it.
Listen, I just realized that the solar agitator, the thing that he's looking for, that creates the ray that can burn whatever. Yep. Mm-hmm. That is also a plot in Die Another Day. They use a satellite to use the sun's ray to attack Earth, and it makes even more sense. Like it's such a layer that there even like I was talking about like there because that was the 40th anniversary movie.
Okay.
It
So
doesn't
that's
seem
why
like a
everything was, like, sort of-
complicated premise.
It's pretty wild. Like, it's pretty wild that how much they call back to. But I'm glad that they call back to this one because this one I feel like doesn't get talked about much, and it should. I really enjoyed this.
Yeah, like Mick said earlier, like cartoons and everything took from James Bond. Like every evil dude has a laser.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they're going to have a satellite laser. They got this gun laser, all this shit. So
Yeah.
It's important to have a laser.
So what about when he's trying to get into when he's going to the Japanese guy's house for dinner and he's stopped by the sumo wrestlers? And now he has to fight 2 sumo wrestlers and they had the close-up base of him grabbing the ass.
first he was stripping to go fuck the girl in the pool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
dude.
never gonna get killed. He's like, he's taking his shirt off. He's like, I'll join you. Like, you got a mission, dude. What you
First
doing?
off, if there is even an interaction where a girl just tells James Bond her names, he's taking his shirt off and his pants off. He's ready to go.
What's the
Pretty much.
number, Chris?
Huh?
What's the number? Bank count.
For this movie.
He only bangs 2 girls in this.
So he's up to 24?
Wow. Yeah, he is.
Oh, James, remember? Oh, good
James
job.
is on it.
Wow. That's through Man with the Golden Gun.
Yeah.
This brings
Wait, but not the second
at
one,
the
but
end of
that's
this movie, this brings James Bond total bang count to 24.
There we go.
We have another movie to talk about after
First
this.
9 movies. 24 women.
24 in 12 movies. Not 12 movies, in 12 years. 12 years.
Yeah, 12 years, yeah.
That we
2
know
years.
about.
Yeah, that's
9
what we know
movies.
about.
That way, that's fair.
That's very fair. That's very fair. I love the flying car in this one. I
knew you were going to love it. When you first said flying car, I was thinking like Q made a fucking like wings come out of it like you did with the fucking the submarine shit. But it was a fucking glider airplane strapped
with like
to
a jet engine.
Car.
Well, you know what? One of my favorite scenes in this movie was when he wakes up and he's in the karate like classes and they're doing the fights in front of him. And then they bring him up to fight somebody and the guy goes to bow and he just kicks him in the face. I'm like, I fucking cracked up.
Oh my gosh.
It's such a great. And, oh, you know what was my favorite is I never watched it. Like if you asked me before we started this, never saw Roger Moore. There are 3 Roger Moore movies where it's this one, the next one, The Spy Who Loved Me, and A View to a Kill. I remembered as I was watching them. I guess I watched them as a kid on TV or something because I just remembered every scene and like even like talking about that and like this was so bonkers. It's such a weird layer too because it's so big, but there's 3 people who work there and it's. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like out of the 3 people, one of them is a little person, and that's a hard
snack pack.
James has ruined this for the rest of my life because now every time I see a little person, I'm just going to think snack pack.
Don't go that way. Not everyone.
It's going to be every time I see someone vertically challenged that I'm going to think snack pack.
There we go. Get on there.
I don't, but like the kick to the face because it was like a serious kung fu fight before that, and then they bow and he just kicks him in the face, and I cracked up, and then he ends up running out, and then the guy showing him around and his 2 nieces
that fuck people up.
You fuck up the rest of the people. And then they abandon him. Like they don't let him in the car. Like he was right there. There was no reason you didn't not have time to let him in the car. They just fucking drove off without him.
They learn you beat their ass and you get the fuck out of there.
Mhm. Some people
Before
stay
the
too
cops
long.
show up, you better get out of there.
It was such a fun movie.
It was fun.
And
Except I got a problem with the end really quick,
What's that?
so I don't forget it. How the fuck he dropped his gun down, climbing on bars, end up changing his clothes and make believe he's the fucking mannequin?
Oh yeah.
Fair.
But but at the same time, you knew as soon as they showed that mannequin in the beginning,
100%.
he was gonna. There was gonna be a scene where he's pretending to be the
Yeah,
mannequin.
he swaps it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you had to do it.
Especially when you got Snack Pack on the camera seeing everything. How the fuck you sneaking that in?
Because he missed it.
Fucking Snack Pack.
There was the one time where he would look down or looked up and he missed it.
I will
got
tell
the-
you.
Yo, he even tricked him. He's like, why you show me where he is? Because if he dies, I get everything. And he fucking just conned him in to go in there. He went to the control room. He's like, sucker.
I like. There's a lot of crazy stuff in this, but I'm not gonna. The only thing that took me out of this more so than anything else was how ditzy they made Goodnight, man.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The ditzy
Well,
blonde.
It's the name, man. That's what it did. for
It
me.
wasn't even the name. Like that was it's a dumb name, but they
Yeah.
made her so ditzy. She gets
She was.
kidnapped, thrown
Is she
in the trunk.
category of a spy, or is she like a spy assistant type situation?
Well, here's what I don't fucking understand. And they do this with every movie. I'm sorry, I'm jumping on this. But like, of course, it's always some beautiful woman who is not a 00.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if you need more people on it, why are you sending them?
Yeah.
Send another 00.
Yeah, where's
Yeah,
008 and 7?
That would be
You're
way more
giving
fun.
you're giving 007 an assistant, but you're giving him an assistant that's there on like her first day.
Yeah.
That has
Like,
like
what
no
do I do?
experience. That's clearly lied on their resume.
No,
She's like, what do you want me to do?
Just
Well,
wants
number
to kill
one,
you.
get in bed.
Yeah.
Number one, get in bed.
Like, can you spread your legs? That's literally the only requirement to work with James Bond.
Yes, exactly. And most of them die. But we're on a streak now where people are surviving. The women are surviving here.
The fact that they never hint in any of these movies that he is a child is mind-boggling.
He just loves to fuck.
He
Just
really
loves to
does.
fuck. Is what
There
it
is
comes down to.
never been a single mention of a condom. He's
No.
never been. They've never placed it in a situation where he would have one readily available.
And he's stealing time on the job. He's
right,
fucking on
James
the
Bond
job.
Jr.
You know, that takes up time. And how they say we got 8 hours. You're lasting 8 hours, dude? Jesus Christ. Did it have Viagra and shit?
No, it's how many times can you do it in that 8 hours?
He's like, we got 8 hours, baby.
Oh, so Maud Adams, who played Andrea Anders, the one who wanted to get away.
Yeah.
Just a cool little tidbit about her. She comes back and she plays Octopussy.
Oh, I was about to say, how'd she come back? Didn't she die? Because the guy was like, don't worry about her. She's dead.
Just a different character. She just comes back and
Oh, okay.
plays the role.
That's great.
Nice.
What about when he traps Snack Pack as
Tell you what I
James
mean?
affectionately
The
calls him,
suitcase?
into the suitcase?
Yeah, but what about the scenes before
Oh
that?
my
where Snack
God.
Pack is fucking with him.
He put Nick Nack in a little pack.
Exactly. Snacky pack. You know,
A Snack Pack.
that's a kid's
Yep.
lunch right there. That's his lunchbox.
He put Snack Pack in a lunchbox.
Yeah.
Oh my
You just need to throw a bologna sandwich in there.
Oh my god. Oh my god, your Snack Pack in a lunchbox.
And
But
by
no,
the way, I thought he's gonna throw the fucking thing overboard, but he fucking ties him up in the net where he can.
Yeah, that doesn't. Okay, yeah, that's another thing that doesn't make sense because they played it like he threw the suitcase
Yeah, because
overboard.
she's like, "You did not, James."
He's like,
Yes,
he's
I
like,
did.
of course I did. So, of course he did. Like he knew he had to take him out of the suitcase and tie him up in a net, like up
Oh, by the
the
way,
mast or something.
they used the hard M in this movie too.
oh yeah.
For
What?
Snack.
Wait,
You didn't hear him? They say M word.
no, they said midget in this movie.
Oh, M. I thought you
M.
said N word.
No,
No.
N.
I just played on like
what?
the N word for
I'm like, I
M.
don't remember that in this movie.
vertically challenged. That's their N
Vertically
word.
challenged.
They used the word midget a couple times in this movie.
Yeah.
They did, yeah.
Well, I understand
no.
back then. He said it right in his face too.
But back then, like, I think it was more normalized. You know,
It
Yeah.
was normalized.
it
Yeah, it was.
offensive. I don't know. Anybody could be offended about anything, but that was a word that people just readily like. Am I wrong? We're all around the same age. Like, people,
No, you're not
Oh,
wrong.
yeah, you're right. Everybody used that.
We're at the age where we've seen things evolve over the last
Like Pokemon.
and I would
couple decades.
I would almost say, like, it's almost like, calling a black person a Negro now. It's outdated, but it doesn't mean it's racist. It doesn't mean that it was at one time or another the nomenclature, and then African American, and then black, and so like midget. I think honestly, at one point, felt like it was one of those descriptors,
Just
Yeah.
like gypsy.
that just kind of became so outdated.
Or the Asian
What,
community.
what about what?
Oriental was at one time.
Oriental or chink or something like that.
Oh,
Oh,
No.
oh yeah, no. Now you went.
That was never normalized.
No.
You sure? I heard it a lot. I'm not lying.
What?
Schools and shit,
Oh
man.
my god.
TV
okay.
shows. I watch so much TV shows.
I'm uncomfortably laughing.
Like he didn't
No.
even turn his
I
camera
don't know
off.
James. I do not know James on a personal level. I just want to state that right now.
What are you talking about? We got that meeting next weekend.
You shut your mouth.
Let me ask you something. At that meeting, is that word going to be thrown around a lot, or
No, it's in our Bible. though.
You can't hear people through their sheets. I
I-
said too much.
I was here to talk.
Oh god.
We got a book called our Bible. It's all the
You have
all
to
the
take,
names
you have
for
to
it.
take your hood off so you can understand what people are saying.
I bet they really do. You look into it. I bet they got a book of all the words they use to call people.
Well, what about what fucking cracked me up at the end? Where after he's in the suitcase and he's doing whatever, the voice of Snack Pack. That's how I can only refer to him now. When you hear him yell, "I may be small, but I never forget."
Yeah, like that. Like an elephant.
So what do you guys want to give this?
Oh no, hold on. One last joke. I
Yes,
think
yes.
this is the dirtiest joke in the James Bond movies up to this point,
I'm listening.
where they're basically they're about to bang on the boat. At the end, Q calls and James Bond answers the phone, but they're asking for whatever the female character's name is, and he goes, she's just coming, sir.
Yeah.
Like
And
this
he's
is
got the where Q can hear him.
Yeah. Yeah, and he has the phone off the hook while they're banging. This is the dirtiest moment in any James Bond movie up to this point, I think.
It's a proud
starting to get
moment right
kinky.
there. That is a proud moment.
So one thing I want to say is to James's favorite character in this movie, there's
Snack Pack?
the return of J.W. Pepper, the most racist character
Mm.
these past two movies, and why he shows
Dude,
up.
that
What do you think
fucking
Cambodia?
sheriff, man.
Yeah.
Or
that
was it
goddamn
Thailand or
sheriff.
Cambodia.
Snack pack. Snack pack. I think that's not. That's
Snack
just
pack, snack pack.
stuff. This guy.
I give this one a 7.
Same.
7 snack packs.
Yeah, I'm on the 7. No, I'm on the 7 train. But that fucking sheriff, man.
I give this
he
one
is
an
annoying.
8.
Sheriff.
Give this one an 8.
They're like, we got to put some more racism in here. Let's throw this dude in there.
Like
That is a thing I've noticed where they've taken James Bond to like even more foreign type territories is they really play up the racism a little bit.
Oh yeah.
yeah. Especially I guess that's what they just thought of Americans.
Yeah.
Sadly, that's probably not wrong.
Not too far off.
Yeah.
We have a hell of a way of showing it.
Because you don't really see Felix in these movies.
Nah.
You see J.W. Pepper. I have theories. Don't worry. Before we get to Daniel Craig, so I'm going to share that theory.
You
Live
better.
over here.
That's
Okay.
fantastic. I'll be back in a second.
Uh-oh.
How dare you?
It's going
I got to take a leak. Pee break.
J.W. Pepper up here wants to say some more bad things. That's your name, James W. Pepper.
It's not bad. You saying it's worse than Nack?
No, not snack pack. He's talking about the never mind. Never mind. Because we don't want you to say it again.
Like I heard that a lot.
That one. The one you said you heard a lot. That one.
Yep.
No, don't say it.
I know. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
There you go.
Oh, that's so funny.
There we go. Oh fuck! Chris went to go play with his nipples in the bathroom again.
So what else do you think about this movie?
Cry
You didn't
like
even-
people. Yeah, he gave it an 8.
Oh, he gave it an 8. What did you give it?
No,
Chris
no,
gave
you guys. I gave it an 8. You guys all gave it a 7. I gave it an 8. I really enjoyed it. I just had a good time with it. It's just a. This was just more like you had the action, but this was more of a fun type of Bond film than all the rest. Besides the first Roger Moore film.
Yeah.
Like I'm really enjoying
gadgets are
it a
getting
lot.
better.
Yeah, oh yeah. And with the next one, I can't fucking
especially
wait
the
to talk
next one.
about that shit.
Yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that shit. I was like, oh, for that specific scene, I was like, oh, whoa, wow. I wouldn't do that with it because, it's not my style, but that was awesome.
Yeah, this one was a good time. Like,
And you're right. He's an asshole to Q, by the way.
Okay, so I have theories behind that too, because he's always been a dick to James Bond as well.
Q's father,
but Q's relationship with Bond changes. You know what? I'm gonna save it because it's part of my bigger theory.
Okay,
you're gonna want to pay attention to that. That's coming up down the line.
Sounds good.
Or you can read it on my Substack.
I think he's a dick to Q because he's mad at Q won't make him a sex robot.
Oh, that's a theory.
That is a theory. Why would he need a sex robot?
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have a problem.
He's a sex addict. There's still not enough time. He can't go 5 minutes. He can pull that shit out of the closet.
Just have it come with him.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's
not hurting for getting it
actually,
wet.
you actually it'd be the other way around where Q would want to make him one, but Bond doesn't want one because it's like you're wasting a lot of time. You're trying to sleep with like every woman you meet, but like Bond, that's the enemy. She's gonna trap you. Like, no, I got this.
No,
Yeah,
he makes it. He's not concerned. He makes it.
She'll become on our side once I give her it.
Versus him having a robot where he could just get it out of his system and then go do his mission.
He might be a better spy.
Hey, bang count update. Since we're talking about Spy Who Loved Me, we were at 24 with Man with the Golden Gun. After Spy Who Loved Me, we're up to 27.
Okay,
Oh.
He bangs 3 in this movie.
Okay,
I think that sort of becomes the trend after that.
Oh, so 3
A little while, not the whole time, for a little bit.
And I think Spy Who Loved Me, favorite Bond movie up to this point.
Fact.
Nice. See, Live and Let Die is still above that for me. I had my ranking on Letterboxd.
I might be with you on that, Chris. There's a big reason why.
You know what I really loved, really enjoyed about this movie was the spy versus spy aspect.
Yeah.
And the complicated layer of the fact that Bond killed her lover to begin with. Yeah. They don't know it. Now it's a spy versus spy aspect. And this is the one where I really feel like it moves into what the future of Bond is going to become. This brings in the White Lotus.
Yep.
Yeah. The more of trick cards, more espionage stuff in this one. And I thought it was fucking just I was entertained the entire way through this movie.
Again, the more Bond feeling for a film that I would be expecting from Bond into where, honestly, I say if you've never, for me, this is Sir Sturdy's opinion. I'm going to say this right now. Skip Sean Connery. You know what? I'll never say not to watch a movie. I'll never to not watch a movie or whatever. Whatever. But I will say this. If you were like, where should I start with Bond to where I can really like just be entertained? Roger Moore.
Yeah, but that's like some people who read. You go, hey, you watch you read the Harry Potter series? Skip the first 2. Read 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, but it's a little bit different with books.
I say if you're gonna do them all.
So my top 5 Bonds as of right now, and I was actually surprised to see that, is Live and Let Die, The Spy Who Loved Me, which could be interchangeable. Those are two. This is a solid movie. I think I even gave it a. Yeah, I gave it a. I'll wait for that, and then like Casino Royale, and then The Man with the Golden Gun.
There you go.
You know, so like more just like is so enjoyable.
So my top
He
three,
is, man. He embodies this character.
Yeah.
my top 3 is Live and Let Die, The Spy Who Loved Me, and The Man with the Golden Gun.
I had
These
no.
last 3.
I don't remember anything.
Goldfinger is actually number 5 for me. I appreciate that movie.
Nice.
Pussy Girl.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this run, and Spy Who Loved Me was a really interesting one. I thought it would be your favorite, Chris, especially with the submarines.
It's my second favorite.
All the submarines.
Because
That's
I
another
write the
Sharks and
only because I
submarines.
write the manuals that tell sailors how to use submarines.
Mm-hmm.
Sharks and submarines. Like
Yeah,
fucking
but-
almost every movie.
Didn't you say you wanted to
That's,
jerk off?
that's
in a
another
submarine?
thing. That's I.
That
That was in
drinking-
private. You
Come on,
son of a
drinking
bitch.
game. How many times do you see a submarine? You gotta
We should have
drink.
counted. We should have a 3-way count going between women Bond bangs, women he slaps, and the number of sharks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
see
you-
what comes out on top.
He's right. You could do submarines. Submarines becomes a big
And
part
submarines.
of the 80s.
So that's
Like,
4.
Yeah,
you
we're still in the 70s here. This was 77.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you got one more. We're Moonraker, and like even if you watch the end of The Spy Who Loved Me, it says at the end, James Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
But because of the success of Star Wars, they went right to the Moonraker book and made that in between.
Next.
And it's so like Jaws returns in that one.
Nice.
And he never returns again, so I'll be able to say like he gets a nice send off in it. Though.
Yeah, I enjoyed that character because it was
Yeah.
ridiculous with his
Lockjaw?
metal jaw. The fact that he uses the giant magnet at the end and he's just fucking stuck to the magnet and he drops him off into the water like he's gonna
Once
be
again, he
eaten by a
fucked up.
shark.
He could have just kept them hanging there.
And does anybody recognize Jaws from another movie?
Adam's Family?
Nope, that's not him.
Herman Munster. I don't know.
No.
I have
No.
no clue.
Happy Gilmore. He's the
Oh,
Oh, the nail in the head!
nail in the head.
that's right.
Motherfucker. Wow.
Richard Keel, man. Yep. He played Jaws. I met him and he was just a really sweet guy. Very nice.
He taller?
Yeah, he was. He was a big dude. And this is like years before he had passed away. Yeah, I met him at a convention, and he was just a
Nice.
really sweet guy.
Wow.
And I hadn't even like remembered him from Bond. I remembered from Happy Gilmore and other things. You know.
I remember the name. I remember them being like one of the main henchmen type situation. I remember
After,
that.
after seeing him, I remembered him in this one.
After you say it, like now it
Fucking,
clicked.
he's like, "Fuck you, shark!" How like just takes a chunk
Started
out of
biting it. And what was funny is I was like, it'd be fucking crazy if he falls in there and starts biting
Well,
the shark. Watch him start biting the shark.
But get it?
Oh yeah,
Jaws,
after he
the real
yeah.
Jaws.
And he fucking bites the shark and kills the shark. But
The thing
another
is,
thing,
I heard I knew he was like a top henchman type thing, and I was like, they're not killing him off in the first movie you see him. There's no way.
well, he kept escaping from every scenario. He got like blown
A
up. in
plane
this one.
crash or was it a helicopter? Was it plane? No, wait, I
The
forgot.
car crash.
Oh
Where
yeah,
he
where
goes
lands in
off the
house.
cliff
Oh,
and they
that's
land
right.
in the house, and he comes.
He just
walking
walks
up.
out, brushes off, and keeps going.
Well, the other thing about this movie that I think ties all the movies up together up to this point is when he meets the Russian Triple X, by the way, which is a fantastic code name for her, in the bar, and they're rattling off how well they know their history, and she mentions the dead wife.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is the first time they've mentioned a wife in his past.
yeah. She was
since
like,
it
"You're
actually
married
happened.
once."
Mhm.
And
Yep.
they refer to her again in pretty deeply in For Your Eyes Only.
Okay.
And they're actually, it's gonna. I'm telling you, it's gonna play right into my
Your theory.
theory, and it's in
Yes.
there, and it's a key point because Teresa kind of binds all of them together because she is mentioned in all of them, and it's except for Daniel Craig's. And that's part of my theory too. So, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing that they tied everything together like that. Sorry, I got too hard into this.
I wanted to say with the Jaws character, I wanted to kind of throw this out there. I'm wondering, even if it was like a light inspiration to, if you guys know what grills are in hip hop, just because the metallic teeth and the shine. Seriously,
this is where it originated from.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just like, did it somehow inspire this from something, or was it another movie, or what? Because there's a lot of stuff that's inspiration from an old ass movie. I know they pull music from it. They did from Diamonds Are Forever. I know that for a fact. And I know there's others, I'm sure. That would be a cool thing, though, if it was. I'm going to go with that. I'm just going to go with that. I don't care if it's true or not, but we're just going to go with that over here on Popcorn.
That's where the whole grill thing came
Sure,
from.
Sturdy, please spread the rumor that a white guy started something like everybody gets Back to the Future for starting rock and roll.
There's a white guy who's known for making a lot of grills right now, Paul Wall.
Like, can we just say Master P or whoever? I don't know.
Hold on.
I was never a fan of grills. I was like, why would you want that in your mouth?
I prefer my own teeth.
Yeah, I know. Stupid.
Well,
just to show instead of my wrist, I got diamonds on my teeth.
It's just a waste of money if you ask me. It doesn't make sense. It's a bad investment.
Here's an interesting question. Or not even a question, just a note that I came up with. So they have an escape pod on this guy's emergency escape.
Yeah.
Underwater,
Atlantis.
above water, Atlantis type thing. This is the sexiest escape pod I have ever seen. It's literally lined with booze. It's a bed.
It made no sense. I was like, I'm in a rush.
Who designs an escape pod like this?
Jeffrey Epstein.
R. Kelly.
And
I can think of a couple of others.
Sean Connery.
I'll leave it alone now.
Another thing that people catch him having sex, and he just pulls the curtain down.
He just pulls the curtains down, and they're fine with it.
He's like, "I'll be as soon as I know."
Dude, I'm going back to Man with the Golden Gun, but the fight on the boat where Snack Pack was throwing, he's hiding it in the ceiling.
Yeah,
and tries to stab them. And then he gets caught, and there's a fight where he's running around the room. He's throwing fucking wine bottles.
That whole fiasco was fucking funny. That whole fiasco, like when he ran under the table, and Bond goes to lift the table, but Snack Pack kicks him in the ankle, and he falls over. Then he hides under the bed. Bond's looking under the bed. He comes around and hits him in the back, or hits him in the ass or something.
Yeah.
Snack Pack kept fucking with him.
Yeah.
Snack Pack.
Oh, that was a funny ass scene.
Yeah,
that was a funny ass scene. Then he finally got fed up, put him in the suitcase, put him in the lunchbox.
Since you know a lot about submarines, I'm not going to ask you any secrets. But submarines are pretty big, right?
They are.
So
I can answer that one.
No, not the inside.
3 submarines, nuclear submarines. How big would the ship
have to be? How wide and shit? Yeah.
These 3 have to be. Do you think?
I can tell you. All I can say is, if a boat like that was to intake a submarine, there's no way they would not be able to find it.
Exactly. That's an island.
And they do. What did they use? Fucking Iron Man's pulse.
Yeah.
Where it fucking shuts down all electricity. I was like, what the fuck did they do? Like, what? They don't even mention that weapon. Like, you just fucking cut the whole sub's power out.
I don't think they knew how submarines worked when they wrote this.
No, they're not coming to the surface, and they won't be there long enough to be engulfed by a ship.
No, not at all. Because they seen it coming, just sat there the whole fucking time.
Yeah,
they didn't. Yeah, as soon as they saw that ship coming, they did. But they wouldn't be in that scenario to begin with.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like this breaks every protocol.
Mm-hmm.
But at least they used it to set up some kind of relationship between like the US, the UK, and Russia and something like that. Just something to strengthen at least the bond between Bond and Triple X. And a reason they have to work together.
All right, listen. Sure.
Hey man, all sense of rationale goes out the window in these movies.
Yep.
They did try to make you feel like the boat was bigger than what it looked like, because she mentioned they'd seen the picture. She go and they're like the biggest ship, whatever. She's
You're
like,
not gonna line up fucking 3 nuclear submarines right next to each other inside a fucking tanker like that.
Mm-mm.
It's nuts.
But movies got a movie, man. It's in the script.
and if you're an evil dude, why are you keeping prisoners? As soon as they came out of the sub, you could have just gunned them down. They had like 100 people aiming guns at them.
That's fair.
I don't understand what keeping captives.
That's a lot of bodies to get rid of, though.
What, he's going to use them as a
See?
hostage?
I don't know. It's still a lot of bodies to get rid of. Like, that's a lot of manpower to throw those bodies, into the ocean? Yeah. And then, like, you have just bodies. Are all bodies going to get eaten by sharks? Probably not. So if they're not eaten by sharks, then you got a lot of evidence.
End up in Jersey Shore.
There's just
Jersey Shore.
Oh,
You could end up in the Jersey Shore.
that's true. It can't hurt it.
He keeps them for a lock. Y'all can take chunks out of them.
What about when Bond is trying to deactivate this nuclear device and he's trying to pull out the detonator? And he's like, it was first time for everything as he's trying to pull it.
And he said he's playing operation. You can't touch the side or set it off. So there's like 6 people in that room, right?
Something like that.
If they all put their hand on the side of the thing in between, it blocked the metal.
There wasn't that much room.
Yeah, there was. They showed like a fucking 3-inch gap.
It's like if everyone stuck their junk in there, they'd be safe.
Because I was sitting there, I was like, I could put my hand in there and just block it from touching the side.
Okay, what if the difference between you and a nuclear explosion was sticking your dick in between the space to prevent it from touching the side?
We're both going to blow.
Whoa.
James is like, fuck it.
That's called stress boner, which would cause the death of everybody around.
Including himself, but at least he got his last nut.
Yeah. Your last nut blew up the world.
Hey.
That'd be wild. That'd be fucking crazy.
So
I facialed everybody.
But the car sub.
The car sub.
Yeah, Lotus.
Or what about the fucking skidoo that you put together?
It's another thing. I feel the gadgets are really starting to come in more to play than they did with the
more of a
ridiculous
era Bond feel, more of a ridiculous fun Bond feel that you expect. Because I was introduced between the cartoon and the game, so like with the cartoon you see like ridiculous shit and there's some cool things. So then in the movies, I'm kind of like, where is it? And we're getting it, and I'm fucking excited.
And I like how they tried to throw in those little comedy things, because when they're in the car and she used the buttons, and he was like, "How'd you know about that?" She's like, "I stole the
blueprints years ago."
2 years ago. Yeah. Like, damn.
That was the spy versus.
He's a better spy than Bond.
No, it was the spy versus spy thing. Like that really got me into it.
Fun.
That was fun to see.
Then you're really gonna love the 80s. Because the 80s goes hard more so into the espionage.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, cool.
That's pretty good. So you got to get through Moonraker, which arguably is.
That sounds like a fucking like a 80s hair band.
Moonraker.
Yeah.
Moonraker.
Actually, I guess it was an Ian Fleming book. I haven't read the books.
Okay.
So.
I didn't even know there was books when people told me. I was like, Bond has books.
Yeah, James can barely read. So
Poor James.
What do you rate this one, James? Before we dive into it a little bit more.
This one was an 8.5.
Okay.
This is my favorite so far.
I'll give it an 8.5. That's a good
I was actually on the 8.5 train as well, bordering a 9. This has been my favorite so far.
Yep.
I'm with you guys on that one. 8.5. It's my second favorite of the series so far. That submarine, there's just the fucking the White Lotus submarine fucking that was awesome. I had so much fun. It was so ridiculous, but I'm just like,
It's
this is so Bond.
it's the interaction between spies that I think really pulls me in, and how they handle each other. I really enjoy seeing that.
And
Yeah,
the submarines.
Yes,
that's
You,
something.
you know what it is? You know what it is with some of these Bond gadgets. It not to the extent of, but it kind of makes me think of Batman.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
and the gadgets. Yeah,
It's like not as advanced as Batman, but I'm like, I wonder if that. I don't fucking know. I don't know.
I'm sure they got ideas from that, from Bond's cars,
Little
with the
bit.
gadgets and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everything sort of
And the
influences.
playboyness of them.
Yep. Bruce Wayne. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, definitely Batman.
Well,
I
they
think
say
Batman.
Batman. They call him the detective. Well, Ra's al Ghul.
Well, when
no,
when
no,
was
but, like-
when did Batman get introduced versus Bond? What
37.
happened? Was
Oh,
Batman
shit.
37 in the
Yeah.
30s? Okay.
Or no, Superman was 37. Batman was 38.
Oh yeah, Bond was 50s, right?
Yeah, yeah, he didn't start writing that till
All right, never mind then.
late 40s, 50s. So the Batmobile, I would say, is probably one of the most influential in terms of like books or movies, cars, stuff like that. Like we see it today. Like James Bond has his
Mhm.
Aston Martin, and then he has the Lotus Esprit. Yeah, and then there's the BMW and the Brosnans and stuff like that. But then, like, stretch it out to the Dukes of Hazzard, stuff like that.
Mhm.
It's got to be Batmobile is the most
Yeah.
influential. Is that because what other ones were really doing that? You know,
No, you got a point.
Yeah.
so that's interesting.
Kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah, but
Batmobile still before that. though.
Batmobile would have been around since the 40s.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So like it would have had to everybody sort of gets their own personalized car, and like, and the reason I say that is it might not have been as influential until you got to the 60s with the car in the movie, in the Adam West movie.
I gotta watch those older Batman movies.
I used to watch them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
watched a lot.
I've never seen the old one. The older ones.
Well, it's
I mean.
only it was a TV show back in the 60s, but 1966 is the movie.
Oh, I'm talking about the movie. I've seen the TV. I love that TV show.
It's a wild movie.
I want to see the movie though.
The show is wild. Back then.
Cat Dance.
Well, they turned the UN into
Batmobile Robin.
they turned the UN of 10 countries into dust. And
More of
then
a snack pack type situation.
oh boy, more of a fun dip type situation. When you see, you'll know. I love it though.
I want to know who created the costume for Robin. And like in their brain, even though like, oh, because he's young. You don't make him wear his underwear on the outside of his pants.
You
but
can ask him because he's probably in jail shortly.
he's just
after
wearing
that.
underwear, running around, and what does he have? Like clear fucking stockings on or something?
I assume he was arrested for child pornography soon
Oh,
after.
see what I mean? There you go. Because never mind. I'm not going to get into it.
No.
So what's
Gotta be better
the
than that,
okay? What's the next movies?
What's the next movies, Mick?
That's true. I made it, so he avoided the punishment.
Moonraker and For Your Eyes Only.
Thank you for that, by the way.
Moonraker and For Your Eyes Only. Yeah.
Moonraker is. Oh God, what's the one where Connery comes back for no reason?
You're going to see a lot about Moonraker that's going to remind you of things happening.
Okay.
I'm going to let you know that now. You're going to see that a lot in these movies in
It's
general.
gonna suck.
You'll see.
So that's what we got coming back next week.
But yes, I would like to thank Chris for showing up, so I didn't have to watch that horrible fucking movie.
Give it time.
Yeah.
One of
There's
us
that-
will.
I was gonna say, we know what the next punishment movie is if it does happen.
Mine's are usually around holidays. Certain holidays, I'm like, fuck, I gotta go. I can't- I won't be here.
What's the next holiday? Easter. But that's a Sunday.
I don't go anywhere on Easter. I don't think.
It means like more so like Christmas and Thanksgiving. Well, no, more Christmas.
Christmas, Thanksgiving, I travel. 4th of July,
Mm.
we go to our aunt and uncle's house a lot during the holidays.
Yep.
Listen, just don't make me watch this fucking movie.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
My two favorite characters, though, Snack Pack and Lockjaw.
Jaws.
Snack Pack and Lockjaw.
Did we rate? Yeah, we did. I give it an 8.
Yep, we'll give it 8.5. But yeah, you can check us out.
That sounds
right
like
here.
a fun. That sounds like a fun side quest. Snack Pack and Lockjaw.
There you go. You
I
team
want
up.
the cyclist you want to be a part of.
Best henchman ever.
Best.
Fair.
But that was a fun show, gentlemen. That was a fun show.
Yes, it
So
was.
we can wrap this one up. You can go check us out over on Popcorn and Pints every Saturday night at 9 o'clock Eastern time. You can go check out Mick over on the Scene Snobs. We have a lot going on over on that channel.
We do.
TikTok, a bunch of shit. Go check him out. Then you got Stories from a Bar. He does a lot of stuff over there. He does some live shows. He talks to some bands. He talks to some brewery owners. He just started. But he has a good podcast, and you should check it out. And every Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, you should come check out Horror Research 30 live. We're starting Resident Evil versus the Underworld. So come check us out. And with that said, thanks for popping by. Peace.